We came to talk about isolation, and what we found was connection.
Coming in here, as an outsider especially, people kept saying that that's not a thing, that there is not community here, that there is not support here. And I have lived a lot of different places. And truly, Carbon County is the most supportive place I have ever lived, and the most loving and accepting place I have ever lived. A town that really focused on community and on art and on self-expression.
No, our community is super connected. It really is. It's a great place. It's fun because you're celebrated here for the things that you accomplish and the things that people see you doing for the community. But it's also very public, and you can't hide when you're using.
One of the times I was locked up, they had a thing through the prison called Paw Prints, which stands for Prison Art Workshop, and they encourage you to, if you play guitar, write, draw, paint, whatever, to get involved with it. And it was down at the prison down in Gunnison, and it was awesome.
Not only personally do I know isolation, I see how isolated people are in general in society. It's an unhealthy way to live, and contrary to human nature, I think we're happier living in groups or having community groups to support us through life.
There's different levels of isolation, really.
Yeah, you could be in a room full of people and still feel completely isolated.
There's a difference between isolation and solitude, and I feel like where I am right now in my recovery, I'm really discovering the beauty of solitude.
I went through the drug court program twice, and so I know how hard it is to fix your life when you change the people when you start spending time around people whose lives you admire, whose life, that you want. I think it's really effective, especially for long-term recovery. I think it's, you start to learn, years in, you start feeling like it's more about living your life and enjoying your life and spreading joy to others and kindness and love. And so, I think that becomes more important than the day-to-day grind of not using.
I realize how much I appreciate how different prices and how many different things we've got going on here. It feels like it exists in its own bubble.
I was scared most of my life. I have been, and I still am. But I don't want, at the end of all of this, to be that same person that I was.
Our secrets keep us sick. Our vulnerabilities give us strength. Our higher power sets us free. The windmill keeps turning, and so do we.
I feel like it is the most isolated times in my life that I cling to art the most.
It's definitely not as bad as you think it is. Most of the problem is in your head. Because when I realized and when I found out how many people in this community, in this town, we'll just talk about the town of Price for 5 seconds. When I found out how many people here knew me and loved me and were willing to help me and champion me and applaud me and say bravo for every little accomplishment, that was a mind-blowing thing. Because when you're stuck in your head and you're trapped behind enemy lines, you don't believe that help's out there. You're just stuck in a foxhole waiting for the battle to end, and it never does.
Yeah, what I hear you saying is that isolation is, yes, it has its external factors, and also isolation is very much in your head.
Yeah.
I like that.